The Bowtie Brigade has 2 poles in a row. Doug Poland and Ducati go for 2 in a row in Superbike. And the AMA rules on a Supercross protest. That's all next on Race Day. Good morning, everybody. I'm Pat Patterson. Thanks for joining us. The Talladega Superspeedway is built on ancient Indian burial grounds, and General Motors teams are trying to lay to rest a 12-race Ford winning streak. Qualifying for the Winston 500 was Thursday, and there were surprises. Here's Mark Allen.
2 laps of qualifying instead of 1. Not that it mattered much to Ernie Irvin, who toured Talladega at 192.8 miles per hour. After his run, he didn't care who ended up on the pole as long as it wasn't a Ford.
Talladega is the place of surprises, and right now Chevrolet hasn't had a whole lot to brag about, but it'd be nice to have a pole here and win the race, and whether it's us or Earnhardt or whoever else. But we're just doing the best we can, and hopefully this will be the week.
Sterling Marlin seemed to be one of the favorites, considering he's been tops in 3 straight restrictor plate race qualifying sessions, but not this day. He was only 3rd fastest. If you want to get technical, and NASCAR did, Mark Martin was 3rd fastest, but his left front end was a 1/4 inch too low, and his speed was thrown out.
Problem is, you've got those other 39 guys who came in after qualifying, and they were at the right height. So in fairness to them, you've got to disallow this 1 qualifying time.
Davey Allison gave it his best, but his 192.6 mile per hour lap was a fraction too slow, and Chevy had its 2nd straight pole. This is Mark Allen reporting for Race Day.
And here's a look at the first 5 rows where Irvin is incredibly trying to post his first top 10 finish of the year. Hometown favorite Davey Allison got his Winston Cup win here in '87. On row 2 are Sterling Marlin coming off his best 92 finish at Martinsville last week. And beside him, Ricky Rudd, who's off to a slow start this season in the Tide Chevy. Starting 5th is one of today's favorites, Bill Elliott in the Junior Johnson Ford. And to his right, Morgan Shepherd in the Citgo Ford of the Wood Brothers. 7th on the grid, Texas Terry Labonte, who's racing a Ford for the first time this season. And Brett Bodine again posted a top 10 qualifying pass in the Quaker State Ford. Starting 9th will be Kyle Petty, who's the best of the Pontiac brand. And 10th today will be Dale Earnhardt, who came close to winning last week. Now, some of you may be saying, wait a minute, Pat, didn't Stanley Smith qualify in the top 10? Yes, he did, but when he tested at Talladega, he used fuel other than the Unical brand, and some of it was found in his tank following qualifying. That's a no-no, so the speed was thrown out, and Smith had to re-qualify on Friday. Now, in other news from the track, Team USA will have new drivers the rest of this year. Kerry Teague is out and will be replaced by Charlie Glotchback and the big tracks, and Chuck Bound will take some of the selected short track duties. Now, Mark Martin was 2nd round fastest qualifier after having Thursday's pass thrown out. Still, it's been a much better week for the Valvoline driver thanks to the win at Martinsville. Our Dick Bergeron talked with Martin at the track late yesterday.
We're with NASCAR's newest winner. Mark, there is such intense competition on the circuit, and you guys struggled for so long. What does it do for team morale when you finally pop one off the way you did last week?
Well, it feels really good. The whole team is fired up about racing at Talladega and going to Charlotte and going to Dover and going to Sears Point. We think, we've got a good shots to win everywhere we're going, and, we feel real good right now. It hadn't been that long since Atlanta, but it seemed like a long time. And, we're tickled to win 2 out of the last 9 races, and that's the way we see it. And we've had some disappointments this year already, but we're in good position to go out and have the best season we've ever had.
Qualified right up front here at Talladega. They found a rules infraction, moved you to the back. Is NASCAR getting too tight?
I don't know. There's sometimes when you have so many rules, there's no possible way that there aren't going to be things go wrong. And right now they've got so many rules that I'm terrified every time the car goes through inspection. And when a car goes out on a racetrack and runs 3 laps, it is common for them to settle, especially on the softest spring.
All right, also yesterday afternoon, the ARCA 500K Supercars Series was run, and Charging Charlie Glotzbeck continued to dominate the Talladega Superspeedway. He led 77 of 117 laps, although third and fourth place qualifiers Jeff Purvis and Bobby Bowser were never far from the lead. Glotzbeck has won 3 of the last 4 races he has entered at Talladega. Bowser was second, Purvis third, in fourth was Bill Venturini, and fifth was Jeff McClure. Now, also at Talladega yesterday was round 2 of the International Race of Champions. There were 15 lead changes among 6 drivers. Dale Earnhardt came from last place starting position to lead 5 times, but he and Davey Allison swapped the lead twice during the final 3 laps, with Allison in front at the checkers. In third was Ricky Rudd, who started 10th. Fourth went to IMSA points leader Davy Jones, and fifth was NASCAR's Harry Gant. Coming up next, we'll turn to AMA motorcycle action, including the protest over the latest Supercross race. But first, here's the rest of today's starting field for the Winston 500.
The surefire performance of AC Delco. We don't just race, we